Hi there, welcome back. Today we will look at leaks. It is leaking day. Everyone is leaking. That's an amazing start to the video. But you see, Team of the Year and Lunar New Year are both events that are kind of ending in a week or so. Team of the Year will last a bit longer because of the fact that we have honorable mentions coming in 5 days, and we also have honorable mentions live too. We'll see some cards, some events in like 2 days. Lunar New Year though is ending in just 5 days. This is a side event, which means coming Thursday it is over. But before these two events end, we have one last major exchange update, which is huge. Apart from this, we also have the coming events leaks. This thing was kind of unexpected for me. I was expecting more of a UCL and all of those, but we will get to that a bit later. Let's first talk about the new exchange update. You see, another very reliable leaker who has made his way back into the scene is Artemi. Artemi has two interesting news for us. Of course, Exchange 95 mixed player coming tomorrow. If you remember, this was a leak on Valentine's Day. Artemi of course had nothing to do. It makes sense. But apart from this, the other news was Exchange 95 Team of the Year players seems to come 22nd. It would be 22nd. But you see, Team of the Year 95 exchange has actually never come in the game. If you look at our exchange pools, the only 95 rated exchange that has ever come for Team of the Year has been a 95 mixed version exchange, or in other words, we have never had an exchange which has only exclusively featured Team of the Year players, that too 95 rated Team of the Year players. Now, why is this big? It's because not only do these 95 Team of the Year players include Barkam, Baggio, Nedved, cards who are actually playable, but also because we know that the next coming exchange is the 96 to 97, this also means that you will be able to get these 95 TOTYs from one of the exchanges, supposedly from the leak, and then feed it on to the next exchange, which is the 96-97, effectively guaranteeing a loop where at the end you might get a 96 to 97 TOTY for a lot less market value than imagined. Now, interesting depiction of this loop already happens in the game, by the way. If you look here, we have a 80 to 97 mixed version that requires 11 silver players, and right beside it we had a base player exchange which already gave us 70 to 79 players, silver players, 5 of them. So you can complete 2 of these per day, get 10, and then go right back into this exchange where you get a chance at higher rated players, that is 80 to 97 players, effectively forming a loop where each day, just by using 281s, you can complete an exchange which can guarantee all the way high up to 97 cards. Now you see, I never ask people not to do investments and all, but because we have this leak now, before we jump on to our next event and take this minor L of 84s right here, what I will say is, if you haven't already, don't do this where you buy Rodri's and Ruben Diaz's and Haaland's for the coming 96 to 97. See, if this loop is formed, this means that these three will again be the most commonly packed cards, and also they'll fall so much so to the point where you can effectively do that 96 to 97. As for requirements though, we have seen that for 95 mixed version players, we usually need mixed version players of overalls 93 and 94, which is why last week most of us bought 93-94s and took home a profit. I assume you did too. Let me know in the comments. And that also means this time around our target might be cards like Hernan Crespo. Our cards might be cards like Declan Rice, Son, who are falling now, Barella, Bernardo Silva, because again it's an exclusive TOTY exchange, and for exclusive TOTY exchange it makes sense that we will need exclusive Team of the Year players. Now this is just a guess, but what I will say is, do watch list all these cards right here. These are at their lowest. Even if you require 3 of them to do one exchange, get the 95s, go back, do the 96-97, it will form a loop. These cards will go for a toss in market value, and since they are currently going down to their lowest, it's kind of a safe bet that they might jump back to 999 plus right before TOTY ends. Now our exchange saga doesn't really end here. Going back out of this, we have another major leak from Artemi saying that the coming event actually coming on 29th February, which is again on Thursday, is Heroes 24. We haven't yet seen a Heroes event, and I'm not going to lie to you, the last year's Hero events were kind of L. This year though, I think they have changed the structure of Heroes completely, because this time we have exchanges. See here, we have a list of exchanges in Heroes 24 starting from 83 to 97. Mix again, we see these exchanges very often now in the game. It is basically a re-rip of this one, this 80 to 97, just with an overall increase on the lower front, so you might need silver players. Again, 90 to 95 base icon, we are already seeing this one here. You see here, this one just becomes 90 to 95. Moving down, 93 to 97 Heroes 24 untradeable. So the first exchange that guarantees a Heroes, and again I think this is one of those which is not going to come every day, but rather make its way back every week or so. Moving down, 95 Heroes or Rivals. This is definitely one where we'll again probably need mixed version 93 to 94s as we did here, because the overall isn't increasing and the fog in my glasses tells you I am excited. 96 to 97 Heroes 24/TOTY, which means the 96 97s which I have always thought of buying in the last year's event, I never could. I can buy them now because they'll again become slightly cheaper as these exchanges keep coming. Now see, Heroes are currently a lower rated cards relatively, but as more exchanges come and 96 97s come in these exchanges again, cards like Ruben Diaz, De Bruyne, Rodri will keep falling further. Along with them, cards like Ronaldo, Bellingham also, who are, I'll say, in reasonable areas already, will fall further. I love the fact that there is a focus on exchanges now, even more so than ever, and these exchanges are not actually all worthless, because even though they cost a lot, you can actually use them to get good players. And while these kind of can be predicted, the requirements, because the overalls aren't changing, I would not go ahead now and invest in any of these players. Let these events sort of pan out, let them show up, let the exchanges show up first, because even before seeing at least one version of these exchanges, it is very risky to predict these, and also kind of not worth it. What is worth it is to, of course, watchlist these 5 cards, 6 cards actually, and wait for them to reach their natural conclusion as we wait for the 95 Team of the Year exchange. And with that, we will end today's video. As always, thanks for watching. I will catch you in another one. Bye bye. Is this the new tradition now?